Whew. Okay. Hello, everybody. How's it going? What's poppin'? What's jalapeno poppers? Yes, fire intros as always. I apologize. Oh, wait, to turn on all the other things. Oh. Alright, that's... So I broke my stream labels yesterday. And now I'm using the one that's integrated to, into Streamlabs desktop, so hopefully that is good. Hopefully that's a good. Still need to open the chat bot. Or rather, I just did. Okay. Hello, hello! Hello! Hi, Flar, how you doing? I'm doing pretty alright. Went to sleep a little late. Trying to figure out how to do, like, a thing. I guess. And it's like a pretty... Well, it's sort of like a long process, I guess, of adding a lot of things and then trying to figure out how to make things work. So, yeah, and there's one thing that I was like, oh yeah, I kind of want to like work on that today, and then I realized I was like not a few minutes to stream, obviously, but I was like thinking about that at around 12 my time, and then I was like, I don't have time to sit down and start working on this thing because I have to make breakfast and go touch grass and all that. So yeah, and now we're here. So for the next 2 hours we're going to be focused on reading dialogue. Because last time we played Arknights, which was literally yesterday, we spent... Yeah, let's see. Let's go to the map so I can actually think about it. So, last time we got through 4 stages, and we read through, 5 things. But that took 3 hours. So now we're gonna maybe get through 4? I'm not sure. We'll figure that out. But Keija, how are you doing? How's it hanging with you? So this is a weird one. There's no obvious Ifrit tile, which tilts me. Ifrit can cover 2 lanes, and then the other one is kind of off on its own devices, so... Let's see. Yeah, it's all looks fine. Alright, so I guess short recap for people who weren't here. The enemy has a big gun. We're trying to get into a city, a big city, where bad stuff is happening. And then there's like a big gun. And the big gun shot at people, and it's like, hey, look at our big gun. And there were like a few interested parties involved. There was like Mandragora from the one of the previous events. There's Horn, Mommy Horn, and then there's us, and then there's like the Sarkaz people, and then yeah, I think that might have been it for like 4 people. Just build a Linux coding machine. Gonna have some fun with that one. Oh, like you just built one? Ah, I see. Or correct me if I'm misunderstanding that. Did you just build one, or are you telling me to build one? Because yeah. Yeah. We'll read. We're gonna read some words. And sometimes Arknight streams are popular. People like watching them. If any of you have any opinions on whether I should keep reading stuff or not reading stuff, let me know. Because honestly, it's a lot of effort. And it's like... It's not even, like, good, if that makes sense. It's just me, like, reading text. But if it's interesting, I can keep doing it. If it's not interesting, then I don't... Maybe I should stop reading. Yeah, pipes. They're buried deep underground with no end in sight. We started with a soliloquy, I suppose. These pipes connect to the entire city. They're the veins of Londyminium. I think I'm gonna, like, say it correctly today, because it actually tilts me to say it incorrectly. They're the veins of Londinium. 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 It is through them that the energy is supplied to Londinium's heart, and that is where we are right now. Never fear the darkness before your eyes. When the sun sets at night, the shadows live on in the city's veins. When the light is taken, you trust your ears, your nose, and your remaining senses. Listen carefully. The mechanical rumble is the flow of its blood. The gears rotate rhythmically like breathing. This is a very odd one to start with, I think. Indeed, Londinium is alive. Even if we do not sit on its tall throne, it lives on as its own organism. If you ever find yourself here again one day, no matter what might be chasing you, you needn't be afraid. After all, you run through the body of Londinium. Vina, your home. So I guess the thing that I didn't really know is that the Siege gangster people, like Siege and Indra and all of them, are apparently from here. I didn't really know that. So Cager said, had a spare PC laying about, so I built one. You don't have to, but Linux is fun. Give it a try. Give it a try on some old laptop. Oh, give it a try on some old laptop or something. Yeah, see, my problem is that, like, like, to be completely frank, I don't think I have time to be messing around with that. I have, you know, I don't want to say more important things, because that's, like, it's not like the thing that I'm doing is necessarily more important than playing around with Linux, but, like, there are definitely things I care more about than, like, needing to learn a new operating system. Oh, right, and then there's this person, and Rock, who I didn't look up what she does. But I'll take your word for it that Linux is fun. Yeah, so there's this person, and then there's, like, the lady with the big thighs. With the thick thighs, who we pulled for. We can stop here for a while. Where exactly are we? We've been climbing down all this time. It's like we burrowed ourselves in some kind of pipeline. The walkway is broader, but it's still sark as hell. Is that dark? It's still dark as hell. Are those cutthroats who would... Are you those cutthroats who would drive us to some abandoned construction site and slice our neck? You might be right about that. Who the hell are you anyways, punk? Don't think we'll just follow your every word. To be on the safe side, let me ask you one more question. Who are you people? Are you trying to sneak into Londinium? Before we answer that, you need to let our employee go. Right, right. Also, the doctor is being held hostage. That was interesting. Is our hooded friend your commander? Sure enough, I figured out who calls the shots in battle. That said, Cultus? Is that, like, the race? The bunny people? Cultus lady, you're the one who's actually in charge, right? Don't be so surprised. I'll admit you have a few tricks up your sleeve, but we're locals. And we know this playbook a lot better than you. A local. So you live in Londinium, then? Were you part of the big fight earlier? Stop with the guesses. We haven't worked up the mutual trust yet. Dublin and the Sarkas fighting each other doesn't prove anything. Them bickering doesn't mean we should fall down on either side. And then Siege coming in with the random esoteric shit because she's local. Londinium's veins. What did you say? We've made it inside Londinium. How can you tell? These pathways connect the city to the outside. They can get us past the Sarkaz guards and inside the city. How long have we walked? 20 minutes? I reckon we're right underneath a certain key facility in Sugma right now. Facility isn't far from the walls, and it's a key hub. From here you can get to many places in the city. Rail tracks. Just another kilometer or two ahead. And there will be a train station above us. You know Londinium well. I suppose you used to live here? I'm a local too. No wonder. I was about to say your hammer feels especially familiar, feline lady. You're a feline, right? Are lions felines? Good question. Whatever you are, that's what I am. I'm really gonna regret this if you guys are actually Sarkaz spies, aren't I? Don't hurt the doctor. I can't be enthusiastic enough, because I don't know what he did. He can't hurt me. Huh? When did you take over the drone? You're holding it in your bare hand? I could detonate the drone bomb right now, you know. You don't even have a remote, dude. Help the bunny? Now, I think they... welcome, Kraos, but I think they were doing... The implication was it was doing something to me. Yes, lions are part of the feline genus. Load up, save everyone. I don't... Welcome. But we... Last I recall, the drone was holding us at, like gunpoint or something. It was bad. When did you figure it out? When I was talking to you, or when I led you down the underground passage? Maybe even before that? Hold on. You couldn't have figured it all out the way back when I captured you, that this drone poses no threat? And you let me drag you all the way down here? Yeah, I don't really know what to say. We knew the entire time! If I had thought for a second you were going to hurt the doctor, my hammer would have cracked your skull before your hand could even touch the remote. Bam! You know, you really should have picked someone dumber for your hostage. Like, this punk who only speaks with her fists. She might have fallen for your trick. You think he could come anywhere close? So, the signal jammer I brought along isn't gonna come in handy? Mr. Anderson. Mr. Local. I think it's about time we put an end to this charade. No more testing each other. We may not face enemy cannon fire, but there's still a threat to the both of us out there. Haven't we proven ourselves? We've had more opportunities to take you down from the moment we met. Suppose we were actually spies sent here by Sarkaz. We've already figured out the size of things here, so why waste any more time talking to you? Yeah, friendly reminder that, like, Amiya could literally just, like, brain nuke this person at any time. I'm pretty sure that's what she does. The only reason that the doctor was playing the hostage here and that we willingly followed you into this passageway is because we believe you mean no harm. So shouldn't you put your trust in us more and tell us what your goal is? That sounds very convincing. I mean, you could say I'm your hostage now. Rock, come on out. Nice lady. Yes. Cute. Drones? So many? With that formation? They're aiming at us, aren't they? They could shoot us full of holes. Rock, stop it. Hello, Ill? How's it going? Doesn't matter if they spot you or your drones. Considering their strength, I wouldn't be able to get out alive if we came to blows. If you knew that, maybe you shouldn't have brought me along to play your stupid games. Fine, you're right. Hey, hooded friend, can you give Rock 17 back? The drone in your hand there. It's only half done. If you break it, Rock is gonna be livid. Is her name Rock because she names all her drones rocks? like she's throwing rocks at people. Like she's a rock thrower. That's her job. Well, pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Feist. This is Rock, my partner. We belong to the Londinium. I was gonna say Londinium again. We belong to the Oh, it is Londinium. Londinium. It is Londinium. Right, I was saying Londiminium before. Londinium Citizens Self-Salvation Corps. Cool. All two of you. LCSSC for sure. I don't know if that's short. You know, it's really funny. I'm a big fan of the Armored Core series. We've played it one time on this channel, and I'm not convinced I'm gonna play much more of it. But in one of the older games, they have mission briefings, right? They're all like voice acted and stuff. Now that I think about it, it's really impressive. A game from such a long time ago is all like voice acted and stuff. But yeah, so the mission briefing was talking about like this company called like the LCC, but they started like every single sentence with LCC, and it was like a difficult mission. So I this is literally what it sounded like. It was like you'd press a button to like skip the dialogue, right? And it'd be like LCC, 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 the LCC, the LCC, the facility, the LCC. That was like the dialogue, or rather the voice lines, when you would like skip through it very fast. The fastest you could skip through it was they would tell you about the LCC like 7 times. And then there was one line about the facility, and then there was more about the LCC. Definitely shorter than Londinium Citizen Salvation Corps. Yes, it is. I feel like needing to remember the acronym is hard, though. Okay, this guy was like a little deeper and pompous sounding. How many places do you think there are in Londinium that our eyes cannot reach? Countless many. There are thousands of old factories in the city. Roughly 4 in 10 are abandoned. The remaining 60% are still operational. Most of the factories that are still running are built on the sites of even older factories. The factory buildings might as well be labyrinths filled with centuries' worth of industrial waste. As many factories as there are even more slums hidden away between the factory buildings. Not even the top I was going to say echelons. Not even the top echelons of the city's defense force can say how many there are living in these civilian, industrial, and old logistics districts. Christ. Can you get more wordy, Mr. Elfman? Sometimes, I even think this place isn't so different from Kasdal. The more colorful outer shell is the main difference. That, and they buried the rotten parts deeper inside to keep the stench from suffocating the disgusted elite. Trying to fish a group of troublemakers out of the Kasdal slums in 3 days is like trying to rob a group of Lateran envoys covered by the Apostolic Knights on your own. Not an easy task. Could we have, like, you know... I don't know who the Apostolic Knights are. It is still built atop the foundation that we were all born in Kasdal. Londinium. Who dares to claim to know Londinium so well? How long did it take us to defeat the Parliamentary Guard and take command of 70% of the city's defense forces? Less than a week. How long did it take us to hang the aristocrats that took the lead in the opposition and defeat the hooligans? They spent great sums to hire dozens of times until they all finally fell in line. A month and a half. Yet we are now months into our tug-of-war with the so-called rebels here in the Sugma streets and alleys. In just half a year, we seized nearly every borough of Londinium. Every borough except this one. A half-abandoned industrial district. From the south all the way to the north. It surrounded the mountains in Londinium's center, and connects to the rarely visited old logistics district. This is where the history of Londinium begins. So the history books claim. I know that there must be at least one king, perhaps even several, who are dissatisfied with my progress. Londinium seems like a nice setting for this techno-orientalist cyberpunk magic adventure. It's certainly got a lot going on. I really like Arknights aesthetic. I know a lot of people, mention that, but... Have you guys watched episode 1 of the Arknights anime? I have not. I didn't even know it was out. I knew it was coming out, but I didn't know that it was out. I'll have to watch that. Was it any good? No spoilers, please. But... Came out today? Cool. Damn, I should have... Man, I should have watched it. Watch along when? Yeah, I don't know what service it's on. But we could certainly try. You mentioned that they wanted to completely seal off this ward. Oh, it's good? That's good. They are far too easily offended. As soon as command here falls into their hands, they will build a new wall between Sugma and the other wards with the bodies of the Londoners. At the very least, the Regent supports you. No. It is I who must do everything I can to support the General. The court does not understand the General's plan. They do not understand how fragile the current balance is. Do you know why I insisted on activating only the secondary defense cannons? If I activated the primary cannons right now, will the dukes out there march right inside? Suppose we proceeded to slaughter all the people in Londinium. Will that once again stir disloyalty among the nobles? Oh my god, the sentence way longer than I thought. Will that once again stir disloyalty among the nobles in the city and the soldiers who joined us, causing them to turn their swords against us and fight to the bitter end? Is this chapter 10? Yes, it is. Suppose we completely abandon this industrial district. How much longer will the General's plan be delayed without the trains carrying materials to the Shard every day? The Lord's pride prevented them from casting their ancient skulls downward to see their foreign cities. In my opinion, if we are to control all of Londinium, the most difficult battle we must fight is right before our eyes. Seems the Arknights anime is on Crunchyroll? Dope! Wait. Concurrent anime gets... you can just watch concurrent anime, right? With, ads? On Crunchyroll, right? No, we're what's it called? We're 1 week behind, right? If we have to watch without premium. I think that's how it works, right? You just pay or pirate? Yeah, I mean, I think the problem with that being a couple things. First of all, I don't know if it's I don't know if I want to host a watch along somewhere while pirating something. And I'm not certain I want to start my Crunchyroll membership again because I'll forget to cancel it. I'm gonna need to sail the 7 seas then. Crunchyroll can't alter my account because it's so old, so I'm barely paying any money. Oh yeah. Wasn't there there was an old... It's one of those old plan things where they're yeah, if you pay us $1, you have access to everything. And it's cool. You now can't change the price. Get Nanate on. There's already 196 comments on this damn thing. That's crazy. Anyways. Well, I guess we'll have to watch it next week. Next Friday. So that everyone can watch it. Yeah. For watch-alongs, people like... Yeah, I don't know how to do them. I know that, like, sounds really stupid, but, like, you know... 100% would get new players into the game. I'm so sorry. So I have a weird opinion on, like... I don't know if this is a weird opinion. I don't know if this is a weird take to people. But as far as, like, gacha games go, or, like, concurrent games that are meant to, like, occupy a space in your, like, day-to-day life, like, I think most of them aren't very good. Or, like, not worth your time. If that makes sense. Because I really like Arknights. I really do. But I also think that needing to farm for stuff is, like literally the embodiment of suffering. So I feel like it's hard for me to go like, yes, please play Arknights so that you can roll gacha and then farm for, like, you know, however long you need to be paying attention to clicking yes on your auto deploys. Farm, I only do that during events. That's fair. I don't farm. I just don't. I haven't farmed in Arknights, I think, for like a year. I think I'm working off of, like, event scraps. Or, like, I just clear event stages and hope it's enough. Gacha games are kind of like Doom Eternal. Incredible world building that's somewhat hidden. Difference being that Doom has incredible gameplay and no farming. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's really interesting to me because, you know, I do want to clarify that, because I think I said this before, but, like, part of the experience that those kinds of games are giving you, or, like, that people maybe aren't the most cognizant of, is that, like, oh, I said this during a Genshin stream, but, like, the experience they're basically selling you is farming every day and slowly, like, working towards completing something, and then completing that thing, and then working on a new project. So it's kind of like a mixture of, like, delayed gratification and, like, but, like, you can easily feel satisfied after, like, farming for a day and seeing, like, oh, well, I got, like, 3 more materials of the thing that I wanted. So, like, and now I'm gonna do it again tomorrow. Right? So they're selling you sort of on this, like, lifestyle, like, thing. Right? And that's supposed to be, like, a good experience. Like, for people who actually want to do that, it is a good experience. Right? I'm just saying, for me, I have, like, so much other shit to do that is not pressing auto deploy on, like, Arknights. And you might say, like, how is pressing auto deploy on Arknights, like, taking up a portion of your time? And it's like, no. My problem is, like, needing to be cognizant of the fact that an auto deploy is running. Like, I can't be distracted by that. Like, what, 3 or 4 runs a day? It's like, yeah, I don't want to, like, open my phone, log in, think about what materials I had to do, take care of my base, clear the daily missions, like, and then also run the stages. Like, it's just, like, no. Right? It's like an unpaid internship. No pay, lots of work, and no real payoff except the experience. I mean, I think a lot of games are no real payoff except the experience. But I think it's important to recognize that because games are largely like useful in the fact that they're an experience, that like it's better to ask yourself the question, is this an experience I want? Right? I don't actually want the experience of like hitting auto deploy 3 times and needing to pay attention to this thing for like half an hour to do my dailies. It's like, I don't want it. Yeah, so I'm not really sure what to say. I just think it's like important to realize what like the loop that gacha games are putting you into, and it's like, it's fine if that's like your thing, but it is a lot of farming. So anyways, the Sarkaz calls us rebels. We've got no complaints in that department. The only way to save ourselves is by standing up against them. Then even the most ordinary of Londoners will take up arms. Do you know what's happening in the other wards? Can't be better than in here. All of us either work for the Sarkaz or die. We've been getting bits and pieces of news from up north. From what I heard, in Sarkaz army, there's much more cruel. Vina, does that mean Baird? Baird? And the rest who stayed behind. Calm down. How am I supposed to be calm? It's been 5 years. 5 years! I don't even know if they're still here. We'll find them. Soon, we'll find each of them one by one. Okay. Vina, I trust you. No matter where they are, no matter if they're alive or... Never mind. I won't get so gloomy in front of everyone. Ladies, as long as your friends are still alive, we should have a way to get in touch with them. You operate outside of Sugma too? We can get anywhere in Londinium, even outside the city. For each of us they take away, 10 more join the ranks. Rock is a born and bred Sugma girl. I don't want to be a Sugma girl. She's one of our most senior fighters. She knows better than the rest of us how our team grew bit by bit. Seeing as you're leading a team now, we might have been adding to our ranks a little too quickly. Who do you think led you to 11 victories, Lieutenant? All we did was lead people underground. How does that count as a victory? Managing to live another day under the Sarkaz noses, all while we get to keep operating in the dark, I'd call that a win. It's just as you saw, the Sarkaz haven't taken complete control of Sugma yet. The terrain and the flow of people here are so chaotic that if the Sarkaz really are to take control of every inch, then they must really have underestimated this place. And besides, this is where the last Londinium Defense Force squad fought the Sarkaz. It looks like they lost too. They fought and they lost. That battle was over quick. Way too quick. Before any of us could react, the Sarkaz were already standing atop the walls. It's all because of those traitors. They brought out our elite squads. Miss, were you in the military? No, I wasn't. I was a local. Like them. Alright, a local. I know the military had its share of traitors, plenty of them even. The traitors and some of the aristocrats defected to the Sarkaz with much of the defense force. Outside Sugma, you may still find Londinium Londinium forces patrolling the streets, but their commanding officers are all regulars at Sarkaz soirees now. Bruh. What about the last squad they fought here? They held out to the bitter end. Each of them paid a dear, terrible price. I don't know how many of them survived, but I think having experienced a hopeless fight like that, even if they made it out alive, their hearts must ache whenever they look at Londinium's walls. Don't be so alarmed. Keep your head up. Take your hand off the crossbow and relax a little. Cough, cough. The residents here are used to seeing all kinds of people. They won't help us, but as long as they don't feel their lives in danger, they won't follow Dublin or Sarka's orders. Life under the enemy's watchful eyes. I can't imagine going through that. Do you know how they used to think of us? I hadn't thought about it. I never did either. Lieutenant? Alright, stop calling me Lieutenant. I'm horny here. I'm horny here. There are way too many lieutenants running around. All of different factions. Right. Horn. Where are we going? To regroup with my companions first. The Sarkas patrol will pass by the area in 5 minutes. We'll split into 2 teams and follow the rail tracks east separately. After 350 meters, you'll see an iron staircase leading up. If you hear 5 metallic knocks, come on up. 3 stay put, 2 disband immediately. You might think the abandoned factories there look familiar. Don't be surprised. It's Dublin's stronghold. Isn't that a little dangerous? With Dublin occupying the area, the Sarkas don't go there often. Want to try your hand at hide and seek? Welcome to join in on the fun. You gotta put on the groovy music. So are you really just a normal business? Yep. That's putting it simply. Now that the Sarkas are in charge of Londinium, who am I to doubt your excuses? You're security personnel. What? You are security personnel working for a medical corporation, right? Let's see, a team made with a total of 17 people. All of you are outfitted with military-grade equipment, and you work well with each other. You even have these half-decent drones. Half-decent? What do you mean half-decent? You can't talk about my work like that. It was a prank, bro. It was a joke. I didn't get a good look at them up there. Maybe you can show them to me another time? The Sarkas blew them all up. Just thinking about it makes my heart ache. Poor drones. Got giga roasted. Why don't you try fixing them? You still have a couple of wrecked drones left, right? How about I take a look at them for you? I have all the tools we need. Closure I did manage to snatch to. Sure. I gotta find something nice to trade with you then. Doctor, what kind of doctor are you anyways? I'm a doctor, a doctorate in the designing of technologies. Never mind. We'll talk about it another time. I'm in no rush. That aside, how did you make it to Londinium in the first place? I've told you plenty about the city situation. If we're working with each other, why don't you tell me something about the outside? Doctor of Waifu Gathering. Yes, that's my actual title. It was a long journey. I know you already fought Dublin. You have eyes outside the city? Kautus lady, we talked about this. We're sharing information with each other. Okay. Taking us back a bit, we did have a run-in with Dublin outside Londinium. Finally starting the level. Oh, what the hell are these, man? I'm having trouble understanding what is happening in this level. So do these things come down here? I guess like this. I want Ifrit pointing this way, which means that this one's kind of off on its own. Let's see if this is fine. Oh, that thing does a lot of damage. Holy moly. I can't help but feel like I want to put monster here. I wonder if maybe like the AoE guard version of monster will be more effective on this map. Okay. Oh, effort died. Yeah, these things do a lot of damage. I do not really know what to do about that. Okay. You do hella damage. Okay, Sarkaz Airbearer. Lower resistance, see attack. They deal necrosis damage. And then we didn't even see one of the enemy types. Okay, well that was a bit odd, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I put Kelstead here, they can reach over here. It's like, I suppose we need more damage on the one side. Hello, you seem to not be using any fast redeploy operators. Would you like some help fixing that? No, Doc, I think I'm good. I think I'm good not using any fast redeploy operators. Yeah, I'm just a little confused about that one enemy type. I don't know if I want to, like, throw a Scotty at it. They're, like, lower resistance than defense. So, like... Also, welcome, by the way. How's your day going? Like, I kind of wanted to try this. The thing is, like, I don't... Like, they seem to do some amount of damage. I don't really know what to do with necrosis damage. I still don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with this. Can I use skills for 15 seconds? They lose SP, and they take arts damage. It's kind of like... I feel like getting attacked by, like, the things that are here is, like, really bad. And I want to put Ifrit this way. But maybe it's, like, not very... Like, Ifrit could just not be very effective on this map, because, like... The only time Ifrit can, like, attack this thing is when it's here. Half of the enemies over here go into this little pocket here, and aren't, like, in a line. So it's possible that Ifrit's not very good. They are legit good for this level, though. No backseating! Doc, what is the... Unacceptable! How dare you, as a mod, backseat me? No, but, like, it makes sense. I think I need to deal with the, like, things on the side. Day's good. Introduced 2 cats this morning. What does that mean? Introduced 2. Did you indoctrinate 2 cats? was a statement I knew you wouldn't listen to. But it could be the correct decision. I think, unfortunately, Ifrit is not very good here. I wonder if that's good. Say Chen points up and hits all of this. Then I could... It's really unfortunate. All the aiming is very weird. There's like literally 3 lanes. There's like no overlap with any of them. So what if I put Aya here? We'll put a defender here and here, so Aya has a pocket to hit these things and all of these things. So defender, maybe defender here? Maybe Mudrock was enough here. I didn't really check. But like Mudrock here, bunch of stuff. Like Mudrock might be able to handle this one. Aya maybe here, and then I don't know. We'll hope that's enough. Got a new cat last week, and I've been keeping her in a single room. She had her first full interaction with your older cat. Mudrock Pog, good unit. I agree.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
I want to put Calstit, or Monster, here. Flemish is going to go here. I don't know if I need to heal these people. Oh, I think I have an idea. This can't even heal this thing, right? Wait, that's where the A is supposed to go. Hold on a second. But now it's gonna get attacked by this thing. Oh. The medic being on cooldown is pretty awkward. But I wanted to put this here. Maybe this can go here. That's probably enough now, right? Oh. This seems like it's a problem. Alright, everything's fine. Horn gives Mudrock 20% attack, 10 out of 10. We tried pulling for Horn yesterday and we got an Angelina. It was very sad. I showed chat how easy it was to pull 6 stars. Unfortunately, I pulled the wrong 6 star.
Mission accomplished.
$10:20 a.m. Overcast. 527 kilometers out from Londinium. Operation platform of an abandoned mine. You pulled for Rock and got Horn? Yeah, we pulled for Rock and got Rock. But docking complete. Nothing out of the ordinary. Maybe we should take a break for now? Or are you gonna start quiet? Whomst! Peculiar looking elder. Dominic Halstead. It's been a while. This rotten smell. A vampire! In a doctor's gown too. How strange. Our friend literally hissing at them. Who's Irene? Irene D's nuts? Track your fangs. Not even the oldest red eye dare to approach my flesh. They're all cowards. They are cowards all. They are all cowards. Yeah, alright. They are cowards all, and fear my seething anger could cause their fangs to rot. Calcit, how many Sarkas are there who could cause me to lose my composure, even for a moment? There's at least one right in front of you. It's been a long time since I last saw an old Sarkaz hero walking Terra. I presume there must be a reason that you are gracing these barren lands with your presence. King of Tim, I think that's what we called it. Lantern Lighthouse Bird Sword Girl. She makes people float. I see. I feel like I would know what that operator is based on their description. I don't know if I remember seeing this girl. She definitely looks cute. White tights, 10 out of 10. She's a dual strike guard. But dual strike guards are bad. Alright, well. Wait. What is the spoilers? What is this? That's so funny. Sorry, I'm on Game Press, and the fourth most searched operator right now, spoiler alert, is a 6-star Texas, and she's a fast redeploy. That's very interesting. Cool. I know I went on a tangent on how I like lanterns, but yeah, she floats people. Oh no, I need to care about Texas. It has fast redeploy on it. Oh no, I'm contractually obliged to like that. Damn it. You could say I'm here to visit an old friend. We've met twice. You looked very different the first time. As for the second time, I saw someone outside the ship on the day of her accident. So that was really you. I thought the Tim court had already made its choice when it turned a blind eye to an assassination that despicable. Be it now or then, the Tim have only ever once have only ever had one choice. We are Sarkaz, and we are loyal to Sarkaz, not the throne or the crown, much less ancient witchcraft. For the past few centuries, I had feasted on the flesh and blood of countless enemies, and I have witnessed the fall of several Sarkaz heroes. Some of them died by the blades of their strongest foes, while others were assassinated. As such, I am here because I seek an answer. Tell me, what killed the last pure-blooded Wendigo? Oh, yeah, we like, super dunked on Patriot, right? That was us. We did it! Actually, it was Amiya. But we did it! Yeah! Answer me. Calcit, hurry up and get Monster out. He's gonna attack you. Landship's right there. We can't just... Hear me out, Tim King. I will not fight you here. What the frick? Buldrakus has departed the cage that had confined him for his entire life. I will not tarnish his last wish with pointless violence. Oh, was that Patriot's, like, name? Like his true name? Is that your way of commemorating a Sarkaz hero? By running away so loathsomely? I'm not running. I gave you the answer you wanted, just like when the Wendigo wanted a fight in place of answers. I'll say it again. Tim King, I refuse to fight you here. You feed on the flesh of your enemies and swallow their cries and regret to fuel your next battle. Yet we are not enemies. There were times when we fought alongside each other, and there were also times when we had to raise swords against each other over differing opinions. Likewise, this applies to Rhode Island and Buldrakus Stee's nuts. When he sided with Reunion. Just as you witnessed her passing, I witnessed the return of a Wendigo soul to Kazdel. You say you are his witness. I am. And he chose you himself? In his final moments, Buldrakus wanted a fitting opponent and a friend to talk to. Very well, I accept your answer. Now, you show yourself. Confessarius? Oh, that's... Shining! Kawaii! Had I moved to strike, even if the black monster did not come out, you would have raised your blade against me. Right, when are we gonna get Guard Shining? Shining can do stuff, right? She's like implied to be able to do stuff. Even if I would have to dodge the blade of a Confessarius. That is, if you can unsheath your blade. No. I'm a medic. I believe we do eventually. Do we? That's cool. I've known your kind for centuries. On the contrary, I'm surprised that you joined the side of that outblood successor. Can you carry the burden of your disobedience? It doesn't matter whether I can or cannot. Since the moment I was born, I have carried these sins. Exactly. You fascinate me more than the masked one in Londinium. And the great Banshee, the young one, is he not here? He is young in years, but his mother taught him well. If he were here, your odds would be a fair bit high. Your anger has quelled. Tim King. I don't know why we wanted to call this person Tim, but... that does not mean I do not wish to kill you. Let me ask you, is this ship built atop the remnants of a colossal artifact still the field base of the Sarkaz King in exile? We never once called ourselves that, not even when she was still alive. You still won't admit it, even though the Outblood successor has now led her forces to Londinium? Amiya knows her role. Tim King. Tim Cook changed professions. Ooh. An American business executive who has been chief executive officer of Apple since 2011. I see. I'm good with names. We don't want a war to break out before our eyes. There should be no more needless sacrifices. Both Victorians and Sarkaz have shed more than enough blood already. Poppycock! A hapless child who dares not call herself king presumes to save the Sarkaz. I would never presume to persuade the king of a Sarkaz court. At least you know your place, then. It takes far more than your debate skills to win the approval of the courts. The Outblood successor will face a challenge in that Iron Fortress unlike any before. Ooh, spooky. The challenge was Big Gun. Is that why you allowed Amiya into Londinium? The Tim take their nutrients from war. Failure brings nothing but unproductive delay. Oh, second. It seems... Seems you have your doubts about whether the military commission's resolution will truly bring victory to Sarkaz. Nonsense! Not now, monster. Tim, King. I'm not doubting the leadership of the Sarkaz army. Just as you said, I'm here to talk to you as an old friend. Thanks to the Victorian dukes, Londinium is now an They said impregnable the first time, and now they're saying impenetrable. And it's throwing me off. Impenetrable fortress, yet Terrasis is still able to summon the kings to the city. This tells us that you and your army are guarding the passages into Londinium, yet you did not stop our infiltration. You had the opportunity to kill me and destroy Rhode Island, but you didn't. And that's because of Amiya? Oh. How would I know whether it is rebirth or destruction she will wreak unless I get to see her wear the black crown with my own eyes? You will. She will surpass what any of us could ever imagine. Let's put an end to our friendly conversation. An eternally young dame, a free-willed vampire, and a confessarius who left her kind. We shall meet again in Londinium. Not if I don't bring any of them into the battle. Ooh, he's gone. Truth be told, that really got my blood pumping. I've lived for a few centuries now, but there still are a lot of things I haven't finished. Also, we don't get Guard Shining. I don't know why I thought I saw it somewhere. Maybe I just literally didn't know her E2 art wasn't the swimsuit art. Who'd bring 3 healers? Well, clearly this is a guard, right? And Kalstead is a guard. And then, Warfarin is a buff. None of them are healers. In his eyes, the real battlefield lies somewhere else. The only reason he let Rhode Island be. And I was just saying I don't want to go back to Kazdal. Even if I don't go looking for trouble. Trouble's knocking on my door. Ha 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 ha! Da-da-da! Like... Kelsey, we can't let something like this happen again. Otherwise, I'm not sure I can guarantee Rhode Island's safety. We could be in trouble the second you two leave the ship. It's time for us to depart. Shining, what's your decision? Doctor. Liz? Who's Liz? Is that her sword? Liz and I are ready. We can leave at a moment's notice. I noticed that you did not deny the Tim King's accusations. There is no point in denying it. For the past 3 years, life aboard Rhode Island has been peaceful. Neither Liz nor I could have asked for more. It is time to say our goodbyes then? Doctor, you know very well if we continue our journey together, both you and Amiya will be in much more danger. However, if Rhode Island need us, we will remain. Where's this place? Fancy. Oh, it's the Confessarius. Sir, defensive cannon S-309 has been activated. Looks like Manfred has made some progress. Should we report this to the Regent? No need. All of this is according to His Majesty's plan. Manfred still needs more concrete achievements if he is trying to earn the court's trust. Capturing some fighters is far from enough. Activating the secondary cannons is the first step. Tell him that His Majesty needs not one, or even several unimportant plates. Should it be necessary, we can abandon even an entire district. Gaming. I can't watch stream. That is unfortunate, Ace. You should AFK anyways to add to my watch count. Which, by the way, if people wanted an update on that, I think we're at 3,758? Something like that, which means that we are like 250 watch hours away from me applying to monetization. Alright, well, if you're taking off, have a good one, Ace. What's the matter? Stay still. The enemy? Here? Stay still if you want to keep your head. What an unexpected guest. Who dat? You don't seem very surprised. Let me put it another way. We've been waiting for your arrival. The ship has stopped somewhere in the barren lands outside Londinium, and I thought you would only have just made it to the walls. Blocks Cards is a really good card game. So I've been told by you before. Nonetheless, this is hardly surprising. Assassins are always on the move, no? You talk too much. I have you to thank for giving me the opportunity, then. If you want to kill me, why not just do it? Your control of the shadow is so masterful that not even I could notice you immediately, and your breathing. It seems you did not neglect the techniques you learned from His Majesty after leaving his side. You'll be happy to know that. Can it! Letting your emotions get the better of you is unbecoming of an assassin. How nimble. You're tougher than the others, sure enough. Is that why you didn't strike first? The life of a confessarius is not worth taking if it means trading your own. I see. You have yet to see His Majesty since you entered the city. The shadow shows no sign of change, does not move, much less answer. The confessarius gazes past the swaths of emptiness in the window and beyond. There's nothing but another swath of emptiness there. A golden ray of light flutters from his motionless hand toward the faint sunlight outside the window. When you reach the throne, you might meet much more than just His Majesty. Look forward to seeing the look on your face. Ascalon! Whoa! Just found something while cleaning my old Bowie knife. Gonna get my whetstone and sharpen it right now, BRB. Okay, have fun. Have fun sharpening your sword. Your blade. Your knife. So they have arrived. Yes, Your Majesty. Our leader has already met one of them in the legislature. Inform Mandred. We must find out who is among them. The young general should have met with our messengers, but he can handle this matter. We understand your trust in Manfred, Your Majesty, but I must emphasize that he is busy dealing with the rebels on all sides. Judging by the results, it seems he did not immediately detect Rhode Island's approach. Tell me the candidates. The Kings have shown keen interest in that fake for some time now. Aside from the two who have already begun their moves, the Sanguinarch has also grown tired of superfluous social engagements with the city's nobles. He is happy to head to Sugma, to Manfred's aid. Remind him that should he ever find the Sarkaz King and Aeolus, bring them to me at once. What of the dame? Of course, the Tim King will keep an eye on her, but we must be prepared too. Let the vampires deal with her as they see fit. Very well, Your Majesty. I'm sure the Prince of Blood will be elated. On another note, our leader would like to know if you would have us arrange more guards to secure your surroundings. No need. If anyone wishes to call on me, let them come. Let them come! Dodon. There's one more thing. Suppose she wants to meet with that group. Should we interfere? Let her go. In that case, what if she meets her old friends from Rhode Island? Will that be a risk? You'll remind me now that the witchcraft of the Confessari is unreliable? My apologies. Please do not be angered. Just as you saw, her ideas and actions represent the Sarkaz will. This will should be more than capable of defeating any lingering emotions from the past. Yet the Confessari exist to extinguish any lurking problems. Our leader must consider all possibilities. No need. A puppet locked inside a cage cannot lead the Sarkaz on the battlefield. Tell the Confessari that I will say this only once. Do not ever insult Teresa again with these excuses. Do not ever insult me again. We should be nearly there. Got a signal. What does it mean? An emergency meeting? Emergency meeting! Beep! Amogus. Rock is sus. Shoot her out the airlock. Was there some kind of emergency? Rock, we have to get back. What about them? The commander's order is to bring them to this position, but she wouldn't have time to see them now. Leave them here. That's a bit of a waste of time, isn't it? How about this? I'll bring them to the commander. No. Huh? We still can't be sure these outsiders are the ones we're looking for. Who else could they be? That's for the commander and the captains to decide. You've already taken a big risk by bringing them into the tunnel without permission and leading them this far. I've already tested them. You're quite smart, I'll admit, but you trust others too easily. Take a closer look at your new friends, especially the one who's also into drones. Huh? Me? She's a sarcas. That's racism. Yeah, I am a sarcas. What's the matter? Well, I'm not the only sarcas here either. Right, Miss Rock. They are sarcas. They are also our trusted friends. We are not like the sarcas who took over your home up there. Yeah, wasn't that... Okay, like... I'll be real with you, I don't fully remember. Amiya is also a sarcas, right? Like, secretly is, like, part sarcas or something. Right? Even though she's a rabbit. Rock's Zetai Ryoki is strong. Yes. I agree. The silhouette of this character had everything but the thighs. Or had everything in silhouette except for the thighs. And I immediately neuron activated when she was on screen the first time. Whether they're the same is not for you to decide. What's that supposed to mean? You should have told us sooner you weren't keen on working with us. We wouldn't have squirmed around these dark tunnels for so long. You're locals. If you want to stay, I will welcome you like I welcome all my brothers in arms. But I can't trust them so easily. Doesn't matter what you say. We live together. We ride together. We die together. They're all trustworthy. Just as the doctor said, Miss Rock, we've already exchanged plenty of intelligence. If you still won't afford us the most basic trust, I don't think we should force ourselves to keep walking this tunnel together. Mr. Feist, on behalf of Rhode Island, thank you for assisting us earlier. We will leave you and find our own way out. Wait, that's not what Rock meant. I know, I can see where Miss Rock is coming from and how she feels. Resentment always has a root cause, and I definitely won't blame her for this. Rhode Island has faced similar problems before, and now. Whether this suspicion and distrust arouse because we are infected or because we stand with sarcas, it's all one and the same to us. We will prove Rhode Island's position with our actions. But I hope you can also understand that we can't stand side by side next to someone who won't look at us. Who won't look at us with a disdainful gaze. We need people to look at us disdainfully. Well said, Kautus. You're a fine leader, but that's not going to change my position. I'm responsible for my brothers and sisters in arms too. Feist. Captain Feist. I'll get going now. Send the word out and have everyone ready. If you've really thought it through, take these people to the commander. She'll make the final decision, and whatever her orders are, I'll follow them. Wait. I mean, did I say something wrong? Our relationship didn't break down because of me, right? No closure. Whether or not we are friends is for Mr. Feist to decide. Come, my Rhode Island's... Come, my Rhode Island's friends. I sure hope my judgment is correct. Otherwise, my lieutenant definitely won't forgive me, and I won't be able to show my face in front of our commander again. Very well, Mr. Feist. We'll follow you. It's a good thing that I want to meet your commander, too.
Flawless victory!
Oh my god, that was the epilogue of the chapter. No, I was getting so excited to play a stage. Damn it. Ah, god. Oh my god, it's already 3:20. Christ. We got one stage in. 186 days since making it back to Londinium. 3 more men joined us today. 2 of them are seriously hurt. Only Robin is still able to fight. In just this area, there are at least 70 men in the enemy's hands. With all of Londinium fallen, there's no telling how many soldiers have been captured. I don't know whether they are still alive. And I certainly don't know whether I should hope they are still alive. Every day, someone who fought so hard to live leaves us forever. I try to remember the names of each and every one of them, but the truth is that by the time I meet these men, most of them can no longer speak. I wish even just one more pair of ears could have heard their voices, and I wish there could be someone here to hear my voice. Those sound like Lyria time zone problems. It's 9 p.m. here. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. It's just like we're only probably going to be doing this for 2 hours. I hope you will one day see these records, because I have stuff to work on. I hope your mission outside is successful. I hope you won't be back in Londinium so soon. Well, 9:30, but who's that precise? Well, I said it's like 3:20. I'm assuming you rounded up. Horn, we've got new hands settled in. Thanks, Blake. Don't give them any missions just yet. Just let them rest for a couple days. Horn, I don't need time to settle in. I can go out there and fight whenever. Fine. Blake, assign Robin to 4th. He'll join the next shift as a scout. Roger that. Horn, perfect timing. Dublin activity has been on the rise. We needed more men. The 3rd still isn't back. Robin, you should stay here and get some rest. I can do something else. I suggest you come over here and sit down. We have half an hour at most. Don't waste it. Alright. As I understand, and I understand how you feel. You want to go out there and fight, right? The battle this morning wasn't enough to sate your hunger. Right. My hand is still trembling. It wants me to hold the crossbow while... I can't stop my hand. I need it to grab my crossbow. I must. I can't resist. I need to firmly grasp my crossbow. Robin, remember one thing. We are here not because we have to kill a few more Dublin soldiers or Sarkaz. Our top priority is to survive. After that, it's to make sure as many of us survive as possible. Horn, I understand. Good. Now get some rest. What is that you're holding? A notepad. It's just some random scribblings. Pay it no mind. You mentioned that you worked alone for a very long time. No wonder you have that kind of habit. Maybe it's because I've been a captain for too long. It felt like something was missing when I had no one to give orders to. Thankfully, Blake and the lads stole this pen from the Dublin forces, otherwise I'd have to carve everything out letter by letter in the sewers. Have you really done that before? Go take a look at the sewers all the way at the edge of the city. You might just find my magnum opus, Victoria, A Brief History, personally carved by my own hand. Damn. How long did that take you? I'm just pulling your leg. Let's save the chit-chat for another time. Dublin could be here any moment. I'll get some sleep, you should too. General, Dublin's feline caster is here. She wants to see you. Is she alone? Yes, she did not bring anyone else. Let her through. General, her arts are hard to defend against. So it's your opinion I can't handle her Irignum arts? No, that is absolutely not what I meant. General, just like General Teresus, you have my utmost respect as a warrior. Then go back to where you belong. I'll be frank, back in the military I took my gun with me to sleep. Was the only one ready for the ambush during our maneuver. Chat can completely understand that lad. Arm be shaken. Yes, General. Orator. Stay here. I'm sure you are already prepared, having met with the Confessarius messenger. I have a job for you. You want me to find the people from that ship? You worked with them before. I'm a mercenary. Mercenaries never remember who we work with, not unless their heads are worth a lot. Surely it must be easy to deal with old friends, no? Maybe. The Babel assassin has already made it to the city center. It's the Confessari's job to fend her off. As for the others, Hoarder, why don't you take a guess who they are? Succubus Flarous, I see you're back. I am. We are going to be suck for another, I think, 3 days, and then we're back to not being suck. The mercenaries in the city still haven't found any traces of any one of them. They'll make their move sooner or later. For the past 6 months, our eyes in Victoria have been keeping a close eye on that ship. Yet they are always one step ahead of us, to the point that they came all the way to Londinium without any of us noticing. November is coming close? It is. Why do you think that's the case? There's only one possibility. There's someone working for them in Londinium. Someone working for them? An agent. They must have planted this sleeper agent years ago, and this agent must be some standing too. Otherwise, there'd be no way they could have escaped our watchful eyes. Makes sense. My impression is that the Dame Doctor's methods can be unorthodox. Who here is going to do the challenge? I don't know what the challenge is. Is it... What is the challenge? Is that something I should know about? Hoarder. Look into the backgrounds of all the rebels we've captured recently. You think we've already got them? There must be a reason why the Rhode Islanders are still loitering nearby. No Nut November? It's gonna be non-stop Nut November. That's what I tell people every time. Not needlessly November. No breaks. No nesting Nutvember. I guess that you could call it non-stop Nutvember. That also works. 115, overcast. Underground structure, Sugmaburo, Londinium. Here we are. Who's there? Old Bill, it's me, I'm back. That's you, huh? Lad, I just saw Rock. I thought you two left on a mission together. Well, she came back first since she had something to take care of. That's a funny way of looking at it. Doctors recommend 2 to 3 relaxing times a week. That's interesting. Who are these folks you have with you? Wait, Sarkaz? Don't. It's very likely they're the ones the commander has been waiting for. I thought she's waiting for allies. There's no way they could be a bunch of devils. That's racism. Hello, Rav. Bill, give me a break. Where's the commander? I'll see her right now. Think about it. Do you really think there's a chance I could be a traitor? Not one bit. Everyone treats you like you're their baby brother. Rock had you guard this place, right? Bring a few more men. You can escort us there. Alright, if you say so. As for you lot, don't even think about pulling any funny moves. We're watching you, Sarkaz. That's still racism. I feel a little unwelcome, like I've never felt this unwelcomed. It'll be hard for us to work together. Sorry, they're usually like this. It's just they're a little sensitive about how some of you look. Things will be much better once our commanders talk some sense into them. Come with me, they're having a meeting ahead. So I sort of revelation wild thought about the canon mechanic of Chapter 10. What's that, Rev? Can you not hear? They blew the port up with defensive cannons. We can't stay here any longer, it's too risky. But if we leave Sugma, it won't be easy for us to come back to help the people here. I want to help them too. You think I don't want to? But do you know where our people are locked up? Are our men supposed to search house by house in front of the Sarkaz? Feist and Rock are searching for information. They're too slow. The situation has changed. The Sarkaz could blow this hideout to smithereens any moment, and all our hard work is gone. The hideout is dead. Those people are alive. That's awfully easy for you to say. It's not like it was your business folk who built this place from scratch bit by bit. Yeah, did we come in at a bad time? Don't worry, the commander won't mind. Most folk come here from very different backgrounds. They may not agree with each other sometimes, but all of us stand together. Besides, no matter how out of hand their feud gets, as long as the commander is here, we'll find a solution in the end. She rescued most of us. If it wasn't for our commander, we would long have died at the hands of Sarkaz or Dublin. Just like Rock, her pa was beaten to death by the mercenaries because he wasn't willing to sell the defense force out. As for me, I didn't want to work for the Sarkaz, so me and a few co-workers ran all the way here from Highbury. We almost died of hunger in the tunnels. In the end, it was the commander who found us. She was the one who pulled each of us up from our hopelessness and united us. All of us look up to her, and we trust that she will lead us through each and every hopeless situation we come across. Commander, help me out. We should get out of here right now, right? Commander, I suggest we start a rescue operation right now. Some 7 or 8 other voices. Harmo, Tyrell, calm down, both of you. Time is of the essence. This is no time for infighting. That voice. Vina, what's the matter? No, nothing. I might have just misheard. Mr. Feist, is the one who last spoke your commander? She sounds very young. Surprising, isn't it? When I first met her, I thought the exact same thing. Do you remember how I figured out you were the leader the moment I first saw you, Goddess Lady? Soon, you'll know how I knew. Come, let's meet the commander. Who's the commander? Ma'am, you have a very large horn. Roberta device, give 1 shield on E1, 2 on E2, on melee ground unit next to it. Shield blocks any instance of damage once per shield, so in theory it could block the cannon damage with that. Yeah, so the thing is, right, like, that makes sense, like, that's fair, but the big problem with the cannon fire is that it's an AoE. Like, tanks can normally deal with 1k true damage. Like, that's not really, like, a huge deal. Guess you could say she's the horniest among them? Oh, no. That is a way of putting it. Isn't it 3k true damage? Whatever it is, it's not enough to kill Mudrock. So, like, I have not yet been concerned about the actual cannon shot itself. It's just where you want to put it, really. Because it's kind of like whoever's getting attacked the most is going to be the person who takes the cannon fire. So rather than, like, caring about the person who gets cannon fired to not die, it's more of a problem of, like, everyone around that person not dying. It was yeah. You don't have Modrock, and that was a random idea. Yeah, like, the thing is, it's like, it's a good idea. It just doesn't solve the problem that, like, we're really looking at. So, like, it could solve your problem if your defender is dying, for sure. But I have not yet seen any issue with it. I know how you feel, everyone. But there's no point in... There's one point I think requires no discussion. We will save our brothers and sisters in arms. If we let our enemy hurt our warriors, who would be willing to fight alongside us? If we let our enemies take our friends away, who would be willing to offer us a helping hand? We are Londinium citizens. We're the LCSSC. We must save Londinium, but before that, we need to save each and every one of our living friends. Her hands are slender and delicate, fragile even, yet it seems to have enough power to quell the anger and anxiety that is about to boil over. The meeting room falls silent. Those in attendance naturally cast their eyes on the commander, but as though none of them have ever doubted whether her narrow shoulders could bear their heavy hope. The scene is somewhat familiar. Most of the Rhode Island operators feel this way. They turn their gazes towards the goddess who stands in front of them. Well, what's all's problem is kind of positioning your unit to minimize team wipe with cannon. Yes, that is correct. So as long as we understand that in every map there is going to be there's going to be a requirement to consider the positioning of Mudrock to avoid having the AoE affect other operators. That is a consideration for solving levels. That's correct. I think I know what Feist means now. They really are kind of alike, right? Maybe, sure. Everyone, quiet down. Let's not interrupt their meeting. Who is this person? Looks like we have a few new friends to greet before we discuss a concrete rescue plan. Feist, bring them here. Yes, Commander. Well met, Rhode Island. We've been looking forward to your arrival. I'm Clovicia, the commander of the LCSSC. But yeah, we haven't really run into problems in any of the levels. As much as reading the story is fine and stuff, I really just want to get to the harder levels because, these first ones have been pretty easy. General, the commander of Dublin is here. Madame Mandragora. General Manfred. I trust you're here because you have something important to discuss? You saw everything, and you still put up this act? Are you really a sarcasm? They don't seem to be so. Tricky, like you. Just gonna say boss mechanics are interesting? They normally are. Madame Mandragora, your words just now could be taken as an insult to the sarcasm. Whatever you say. I'm here to apologize anyways. Oh, you have an apology? My men had a little misunderstanding with your people down at the port. Misunderstanding? I'm here because I wanted to make sure the cooperation between us still stands. Madame, let me remind you again, there's no concrete terms that we must follow for our cooperation to continue. Strike-through doesn't work in chat? It does not. The Long-Range Strategic Strike Group, Londinium Citizen Self-Salvation Corps. Dublin will not interfere with Sarka's operations in Londinium. In exchange, we will allow you to remain in a demarcated area here. You can take that as a tactic, or a tacit understanding between the two of us. You told me yes, and I haven't forgotten. Right. It doesn't matter if you have. We will consider the ruckus earlier a reminder. Thank you. Don't be so quick to thank me. The Sarkas are not as forgetful as you. What do you want me to do, then? Do you want my life? If that's really what you want. If that's really what I wanted, you would have not made it here. And you wouldn't have taken to the steps of Westaleg those months ago either. Ah. What we want to see is a bit of sincerity from Dublin. And not the kind of sincerity where you snatch a few Victorian soldiers from us or kidnap a couple Londinium citizens who escaped. It's about time that we actually cooperate. back in the warehouse. Horn! What's wrong? I didn't want to bother you, but Sally, he's not gonna he's not gonna mast much longer. His leg is so swollen that he can't even squeeze any more pus out. Yikes. Is the third back yet? No, things were a mess outside this morning. It might have been delayed for them. How many men do we have? Including the new blood, we have a total of 17 who can fight. The second will stay. I alert. I'll bring 5 men with me and pay the Dublin's borrowed home a little visit. Tried to be funny, didn't work. Gonna head out now. Gotta get some sleep because I need to work on Saturdays. Have a good one. Alright, take care, Keijo. Thanks for dropping by and hanging out. Sleep good. But if you go back, what will you do if you run into the Manjgora again? Sally can't wait much longer. He needs medicine. Without painkillers and anti-inflammatories, he won't even make it through the afternoon. Do any of you have anything that's worth money? Old Aiton's been racking his brains just to figure out how to trade for enough food each day. If we don't take it from Dublin, who are we supposed to turn to? The Sarkaz? Or do you mean to ask the civilians for help? Have you given it any thought what the enemy will do to them if they offer us anything? Dejection won't buy us our friend's life. Back it up. Bring any weapon we can use, we'll leave immediately. Robin, you said you haven't killed enough of them, right? Lucky you. Your chance is here. Your chance is here. Kin or otherwise. Okay. I'm pretty sure we want to park Mudrock over here. Oh, I didn't bring Ifrit. This would have been our Ifrit square. Or Ifrit tile. Now I think I want... like... Saria... trying to... This would have been an okay place to put, Chen. If I put Chen here, it covers this square and this one. So, Saria here, Chen here. Defender here. Telopsis, Mudrock over here.
I'm here to help. Gather around me, guys.
Oh, damn. It was slightly off.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Guess we only need one defender? Ah.
I have to get serious now.
Yeah, the problem is, like, we need this column to, like, clear faster, basically, than this. Oh, that's a really interesting way to juggle aggro. So we can sleep all the people here, and then, that shifts the aggro. Alternatively, we can also do this. That doesn't do anything. Okay. Alright. So the waves are pretty quick. And I don't know where to put my flag bearers. I feel like one here. And then the radius is like 3. Right? Or is it 2? Yeah, I think it's 3 out. I have never played Arknights, so I had no idea what was going on. That's okay. I think we want to bring... we want to bring... Ifrito. And... AoE guard mode is probably okay. It's possible we want to, like, flip this, if that makes sense. So it's like, there's clearly a lot of enemies that are going to come through here. So if we put Mudrock here, and then we just abandon all of this, and then we put... That means Ifrit doesn't aim well here. Chen points downward to cover this, which is also in front of there. Telopsis can heal this area, maybe? Did I miss story reading? Yes, you did. This is also probably our last stage because we're coming up on 4 o'clock. This actually still maybe could be Chen. Alright, let's try it. Let's see if we can flip the flip our situation around. Well, this sucks. Tried to make it as fast as you could. Well, the start time is 2 o'clock, right? So if it so happened that you simply could not come at 2 o'clock, then unfortunately that is what's gonna happen, right? Okay. So we wanted a block here. We also kind of wanted a healer here, I suppose, and then like Calsted like here, I guess. Monster here. Chen just needs to make sure to actually like manage these people. The nice thing about the artillery shot is that it clears everything that's like getting blocked. Oh, that's unfortunate. Wait, what happened? Did it not fire the shot? This might cause problems. Oh, we're at the end of the level. Nice. Just thought I'd drop by and say hi since I went that to work. Okay. Hope you do a good... I was gonna say hope you do a good work, but... Hope you have a good time at work, Eric's. Alright. Cool. Just have to shift everything over, or rather flip it. Since the more... Basically, the more busy lane is gonna usually either the more busy lane or the lane you want to stall is gonna like become the one that gets targeted, right? So either like you really heavily manage the busy lane with like a lot of DPS, or you purposefully stall the other lane. So like that's more the Saria with no other DPS approach. But I think Saria dies to 3k true damage. Mudrock does not though, because her HP is very thick. Overcast, underground structure, Sugma Burrow, Londinium. I don't think this is a very smart decision. Rock, we don't have enough hands. There are many places above us where people can hide, and we still haven't checked at least a third of Sugma. You know, Harmo and the gang are getting ready for the move already. In a couple of days, they'll be leaving this place, and so will the commander. When that happens, even if our team stays, our chances of rescuing anyone will be slim. That's no reason for them to join us. They aren't joining us, they're cooperating with us. Didn't you hear the commander? They're friends of a friend. We accepted our friend's request and helped them enter Londinium, and they're here now. And if they can help us look for people, they can rest up in our hideout. That's the commander's order. And once they're done resting, they'll leave this place. I'll escort them to somewhere safe above ground, and that'll be the end of it. Why can't we ask them if they're willing to stay a short while? It'll just be a small favor. They might not turn us down. You know why? I told you. The commander thinks they can be trusted. There has to be a reason for that, so I'll stop questioning their motives. But I also don't want our men dragged into needless danger. Why do you think what they're doing is dangerous? What do you think they're doing here? They sneaked into Londinium with a bunch of highly skilled Sarkaz. A bunch of highly skilled Sarkaz is a bit of a hyperbole. There's one Sarkaz, and they don't know that Emiya is the second one. And they're making an enemy of those other Sarkaz. Christ, we're Victorians. We're used to this. You're talking about the lords fighting day in and day out outside Londinium. Ever since we were born, they've been fighting against themselves to no end. If it wasn't because of all their infighting, our homes wouldn't have become a Sarkaz backyard. It's tiring enough trying to take back our homes. The Sarkaz want to fight on our lands. And not only is there nothing we can do about it, it has nothing to do with us. What if they can really stop the Sarkaz occupying the city? Maybe you think they're here to snatch the crown, but the way I see it, we have a common enemy. I'm not so confident to think that we can take control of the situation, not like you. The Sarkaz, they're nothing like you think. They're that good at pretending. The day my dad was executed, I spotted a girl in this distance. The executioner called her Your Majesty. That was when I found out what the king and the devils actually looked like. You never told me that before. Because I never saw the need to. I'm telling you this now because I want you to know we can't let ourselves be deceived by looks. Even though the Sarkaz woman had a flawless, unblemished appearance, even if she put up a look of pity for an old Londoner worker, totally unknown to her, I will never forget. She's the one who led the Sarkaz and killed my father, and countless more Victorians. She's the Lord of Fiends. I can't put much energy into it, but apparently, you know, seeing your parental figure executed certainly would leave a bad taste in your mouth. But also racism. Miss Emiya? Mr. Feist, Miss Rock. That's all I have to say, Captain. I will head above ground and continue our search mission. You should really give what I said some thought. Sorry, Miss Emiya, Doctor, I need to help Armo tune his equipment, so please excuse me too. Doctor, the Sarkaz that Miss Rock mentioned. She sounds like Teresa's. Or Teresa? Yeah, I don't. It's a white-haired woman with a compassionate look, and the Sarkaz called her Your Majesty. Doctor, you might have forgotten, but I will never forget even the tiniest detail about her expression or anything she said to me. You mean? I know it's impossible, but Dr. Aylas, from today onward, you have the permission to access the following files. Some of the information in these files will be of interest to you, whether it's information about her or information on the powers that Amiya has inherited. You talked about this and you didn't believe me. At this point in time, trust is meaningless. I can't deny the importance you hold to Amiya, and the thing she needs most in this Londinium operation is your assistance, Doctor. No matter what you two find in Londinium, you have to face it together. I know you can do it. Not so fast! Right, and just stay calm. I was almost going to chase after Miss Rock to ask who she saw, but that could further fuel her misunderstanding about us. Yeah. It's fine to have feelings. I'm feeling better now. You might have heard a little bit about the past from Dr. Kalstead before we came to Londinium, but there are some things that I haven't had the chance to talk to you about. Actually, for a long time after that incident, I dreamt about you two a lot. In my dreams, you never talked. You just watched over me in silence. It was like that night out on the Barrens. You held my hand silently, and I could sleep soundly. I was able to feel you. I knew you were just asleep. Dr. Aylas, you might have been away for a little while, but you were there with me still. But she's not the same. She told me a lot of things in my dream, from the fate of every single Sarkaz at Rhode Island, to if I wasn't sleeping well, if it was cold. She warned me about lots of things. It was like she was right there by my side. The more that happened, the more it stuck home that she had left us. There's so much that she didn't want to leave behind, and so many people and things that she kept thinking about. Us, Dr. Kalstead, Rhode Island, and the Sarkaz. If she was actually alive, would she not come back to us? Did Teresa's do something, maybe? It's a very cruel method. Death is a very serious matter to the Sarkaz, much more so than any other race. The souls of a Sarkaz who passed eventually return to her whole tribe. It's the greatest comfort to the Sarkaz after a lifetime of hardship. Doctor, you have witnessed the passing of Patriot. It was a matter of dignity and pride. It was the last time a man saw his own fate. The silence of death gave him an answer, and this answer could forgive everything about him. No Sarkaz should ever have that final piece stolen from them, especially her, who gave everything to the Sarkaz. Doctor, do you remember what I said at the port? I know what emotion has taken hold of Londinium. It's anger. Sarkaz anger! It's not normal anger! It's Sarkaz super anger! And it's not just me who can hear it. The anger is so strong that all Sarkaz can hear it. Even a Wendigo altar can't give rise to such a strong resonance. It's like someone turned the Sarkaz's century-old burning anger into an actual raging fire. If no one puts a stop to it, sooner or later, it'll burn through Londinium's skies and spread, burning everything in its path. That's why we need to get close to it as soon as possible. As soon as we can find out what the source of the fire that's engulfing everything actually is. Yeah, what about you? You can see it, Doctor, right? Emotionally, it's not like I was before. The one ready to dive into the fire isn't the leader of Rhode Island. Probably not the successor they keep talking about either. It's Amiya. Welcome, Rance. This is what I want. It's the answer I'm looking for as an individual. And it's true, I'm also a little scared. I'm afraid of that answer. I don't want to see Dr. Kalstead and everyone else have their hearts shattered. What about you? Yeah, right. There's me too. If it's really her, I don't even want to imagine what that might mean. But this is something I must face. There's no other way forward. We will go together! Thank you, Doctor. Just knowing you're here by my side gives me the courage to keep going. Again, I still don't understand why we're so important, but... I guess we can command troops and stuff. I'll go talk to Commander Clovicia now, to propose a partnership. Their friends were taken prisoner by the Sarkaz, and they need more manpower to rescue them. We also need their help. Going by our original plan, we should already have rendezvous rendezvoused with our contact, the messenger lady. We need to figure out whether she's safe or not. She's a friend of the SSC. Maybe their commander could help us find her. That's not to mention their guidance will make our journey into central Londinium much more likely to succeed. Rhode Island will prove to the Londinium citizens Salvation Corps that we are not here for the Sarkaz crown. Now we catch up with Horn. Horn, the Dublin forces are acting really strange. They're going that way? I thought Sarkaz troops were guarding that area, though. Dublin would never have dared to go anywhere close to them. You are a master strategist, plus you got amnesia. I don't know how amnesia helps. They must have their reasons, I'll tell them. Isn't that a tad risky? They have 10 times our manpower. And that's why I'm going alone. The rest of you will continue as planned. Look for resources at their stronghold. They just started relocating. Most likely, they haven't had the time to haul their supplies away, too. Be careful out there. You too. You too. But yeah, hello, Rance. We're just about wrapping up, I think. Hey, we gotta move on. The commander doesn't want us to waste another second. Oh, I know you don't want to be doing this. Who does? Those sticking devils treat us like a bunch of mercenaries. But don't let me see you slacking off. You better not embarrass the commander in the front of the Sarkaz. Why are you keeping us? M611, respond. Oop. What's going on? It doesn't, but there could be something we're missing. I see. Don't move. It's you. M601, call for the... Blah! Don't speak either. And over the comms. Alright, now you can speak. Cough, cough, cough. Tell me, what are you helping the Sarkaz with? Like I tell you, you wicked Victorian wolf. Let me think. How about Dublin treat the Victorians who weren't willing to talk? They were hanged on a pulley a dozen meters off the ground, right? Too bad. I don't know how to make stone columns with arts. I don't have an easy way to send someone so high up. You wouldn't. Wouldn't I? True. If I were as shameless as your commander, watching my people sacrifice themselves on County Hillock one by one wouldn't have bothered me one bit. How about this, then? I'll tie you up and then dump you in some abandoned factory. There are lots of factories like that around here. It wouldn't take that long to look through each of them one by one. Now that's how I do things, right? It's thanks to my patience I could rescue some of these poor soldiers from you people. I only hope that your commanding officer will find you too before you die alone, despairing in the darkness. My commander wouldn't do that. Please, spare me. What do you want to know? I just follow orders. I don't understand the complicated stuff. Yes, I'm quite sure of that. That Sarkaz commander is much smarter than your commanding officer. Whatever he's scheming, Mandragora will never figure it out, and you lads will have to keep letting the Sarkaz toy with you. Fine, you just need to tell me where you're headed, and then I'll figure out the rest myself. If you're back, why didn't you pay me a visit sooner? You have too many guests, and my pants are still peed in. I don't know if this is the same person. They got shot by an artillery shell, so I'm pretty sure they're dead. Like, I'd forgotten. You didn't want to see the Confessari messenger? If he found out I came back to Londinium, wouldn't that spell the end of my leisurely days? Even then, you didn't have to wait for Horador to leave before you showed yourself. He's my man. He won't even report your presence to the court. Oh, he's your man? Don't fool yourself. Don't trust anyone. If you really trusted him, you could have just hollered my name. You're the one who decided to wait till the Dublin feline and your mercenary friends were gone before saying hello. Let's set this topic aside. Let's put a pin in that one. You helped me lure the Dublin forces into position this morning. I owe you this one. Oh, it's no big deal. Besides, I got a little surprise out of it. Surprise? For you, of all people, to use that word. I'm guessing you found more than a few rebels? Did you meet the Rhode Islanders down there? There's more. Not only did I run into them, they were the ones who rescued me from Dublin and escorted me to the city walls. If it wasn't for how antsy you were to test your prized new toy, such that I had to be blown up in front of them, perhaps I could have followed them a little longer. So this guy's a spy. Got it. I actually wanted to have a good chat with her. What if I tell you there's still a chance? Another job for me? Didn't you send the Dublins and the mercenary guards to guard the temporary brig? I thought you had everything in place already, and you just had an extended invitation. I prefer writing myself a few insurance policies. Alright, you owe us one then. Did I just say us? No matter. There's no one else here. Truth be told, we don't really want to stay here much longer. That narcissistic old man with the chalice is almost here, isn't he? Don't tell him about us. Of course. I've yet to repay your kindness, after all. Another note. You should stop masquerading as a dead man. Not only might you find your cover blown, it also makes me feel uneasy. Gah, we almost forgot. What an upstanding sarcasm you are. Right. Pupil of Terrasus? Relax. The next time we meet, I won't be Mr. Thomas anymore. Evening all, how's the reading going?
I'm sorry.
You putting passion to the citizen's voice. It's going good, Little Apple. Well, we made it through 2 missions, I think. 2, right? Man, the next one's a boss fight. Alright. I can make an exception, I guess. I only wanted to go for 2 hours today. But there's a boss. Not a boss, just a harder than normal stage. But it's red! It's red, which means it's dead. I have to use the flag bearer's room and I'm going to think about it. BRB. Alright, we're back. Alright, here's hoping that that it's not, the story isn't too long, hopefully. Musashi Samui. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to House Lyria. Thank you for that, Pat. If it decides to work. Okay. Burn this view of the city into your memories. Every time a new skyscraper is built, countless old buildings are inevitably torn down. It is this thick layer of dust accumulated over tens of hundreds of years that made today's Londinium. When you inherit these lands, not only will you inherit the extravagant furs you see on the outside, you must also accept the scars that lie underneath. Thanks for the pat, Apple. Cooldown, though. I wish I could set the cooldown to be, like, less. But it is extraordinarily difficult to build. It is extraordinarily difficult to build a new house among these old ones. Among these, your eyes need to be able to see through the flesh and into the bones to find the place with the firmest foundation that can support the entire city. This will be your starting point. Vina, it is when you forget everything that you must inherit that you will truly become a proper successor. Stop posting about Among Us. Among Us this, Among Us that. Stop posting Among Us. Siege, please think through this again. Follow my advice. We must leave this place, this dark underground cavern, at once. Only timid metal crabs and insects hide underground. I can't stand hiding down here while our enemies are wreaking havoc above our heads. You know, the way you talk is really getting on my nerves. How could you call any of them spineless when every one of them stands up against the Sarkas? If they were actually the cowards you make them out to be, they would have gone working for the Sarkas long time ago. Don't get the wrong idea, I'm not trying to assign blame. But there's only so much they can do. What do you mean there's only so much they can do? Remember who it was that saved you when you made it out of Londinium, half dead? How come you didn't say there was only so much we could do? Every time Leia says an Among Us joke, my mouse hovers over the unsub button. Is that because you want to vote me out? Because I'm being sussy? I don't want to argue with you. I'm not arguing with you either, but I don't want to hear your cranky little mouth either. Morgan and I told you when we first ran into us a year ago, if you wanted to join the Glasgow family, you'd have to rid yourself of your shitty aristocratic attitude. Now it's moving to the report button? Damn. It's for posting bad memes. Let me say a word on her behalf. Dagda's working very hard too. She changed quite a bit. At a glance, no one could tell that she used to be a knight noble. Right. I learned a lot from all of you. I'm sure you know I've long thought of myself as a part of Glasgow. Right now we're back in Londinium. I just can't help but be aware that I'm also a Knight of the Tower. Don't you think that anything has changed? Or don't you think that anything has changed just because we're back in Londinium? Do you know how many eyes are on Vina? We've never been safe. No, it's exactly because we're back now that we're especially in danger. I agree with you on that. And it's out of safety considerations that I think we should leave these militants we don't know the first thing about. Dagda, you mean you're worried the Resistance could act against Vina? Their membership is too much of a mixed bag. What if some of them don't actually mean well? Where do you think we should go, then? As far as I know, there are still some in the city that we can count on. My mother's friends. I couldn't contact them before the Knights of the Tower fell, but the way I see it, now might be a good time. You mean, you want us to turn to the nobles? Who do you think murdered Vina's dad and forced her to hide out on the streets for years? Who do you think hunted us down and chased us out of Londinium? We don't know if Baird and the rest of the gang are still alive. Really like the character banter. Definitely doing a good job establishing character while giving exposition. Characters actually talking to each other, unlike the scenes in Genshin. I mean, like, the thing that's weird about Genshin is that, like, Genshin's dialogue is fine, I think. But it's the fact that, like, everyone's just kind of standing around in a circle. And the weird thing is that in a visual novel, people are also just kind of standing around in a circle. But it doesn't feel as, like, awkward, I guess. Because everything's just, like, 2D and on the screen. But as soon as it's 3D and you realize you're all just standing out in, like, an open field, it's like, what is happening? Like, well, that's kind of how I see it. Oh, 1 second. The fam is asking about food. The nobles weren't of one mind back then, but then the Sarkaz came. And then the Fire Nation attacked. You think the Sarkaz are our only enemy? Listen up, my lady. You want to hand Vina over to those dirty lords? Over my dead body. Hannah! What are you doing shouting like that? Do you want everyone to know who Vina is? Both of you calm down. Fighting can't solve everything, especially at a crucial moment like this. Till you've really thought it through, the consequences of your bickering, you'd better shut your mouths. What do you want Vina to... It doesn't matter. Vina, what do you have in mind? I think Dagda's worries are reasonable. We followed Emiya and the doctor here, but in the end our objective isn't the same as theirs. All we have to do is stop the Sarkaz in the city, and that's exactly what the Resistance has been trying to do. But we... What do you think our objective is? Morgan, Indra? Why did you recognize me as your leader back then? Because Glasgow needed to survive in Londinium. And we were still kids, and we made a lot of enemies. A lot of street punks had their eyes on us, and there were even a couple bad cops who gave us trouble. Vina, you're so much more incredible than the rest of us. You're the one who taught me that a good boss doesn't just fight. Not only did you lead us out of trouble, you recruited so many faces into the gang. You made Glasgow stronger. That's why I'm confident you're a good boss, and that you'll be a good leader in the future. Very good. Looks like we haven't forgotten our convictions. Haven't you heard what the Resistance Commander said? They'll save Londinium, but before that, they'll save their brothers and sisters in arms. Who's to say our objectives are different? My hammer was forged to serve this city, to serve Victoria. If my strength can save even just one Victorian, then I have no reason to leave the fight. Dagda. Sorry, I won't bring that up again. No, I just wanted to say you aren't in the wrong. What? If you say your own mission... If you say you have your own mission to accomplish, you needn't follow my every word. You are a fine knight, but I am not the one who knighted you. I am not the lord you were born to serve. No, you should find the one you actually want to serve instead of being bound by your bloodline's oath. You're free and you always have been. Siege? Vina, that's a little... It's not like Dagda was... enough. You heard me well. Dagda, I await your answer. Understood. You can leave if you would like. Give me 2 seconds, I need to take a call. Or BRB in like 2 seconds. Okay. Is this working? Still working. Okay. Okay. Watched the first episode of the anime. Pretty enjoyable so far. Looking forward to the rest. Yeah, Arknights is apparently out. The first episode. I was thinking of watching it, or it was suggested that we could do a watch along, but since I don't have like a membership or anything, I would be a week behind. No spoilers, Apple. Not that that's yeah, no spoilers. Become a pirate. Oof. Commander Clovicia, have you thought about our cooperation proposal? Amiya, may I call you Amiya? Please call me Clovicia. Oh, of course. Dr. Aeolus, you have been more than sufficiently explained what your purpose here is. If I'm understanding you correctly, Rhode Island is a pharmaceutical company that focuses on solving infected issues. To that end, your company has worked with cities and even countries. I also know that most Sarkas are infected. But I just wanted to make sure about this. Did you come to Londinium with this objective too? Or is it part of Rhode Island's business to solve the Sarkas question as well? The Sarkas are not a question. Clavicia, the way I see it, the real issue at hand is the war between the Sarkas and the Victorians. This war has already seen more than enough bloodshed on both the Victorian and Sarkas sides. If the war escalates further, what happens then? How many countries will be dragged into it? How many people? We can't allow that to happen. Amiya, your ideals are noble. You are infected and you want to fight for the infected. I can understand that. But what do you have to do with the Sarkas? I inherited my ideas from a Sarkas. She was a Sarkas, but she loved me. A goddess. And she loved everyone. And Rhode Island was born from her feelings. Rhode Island fights for the infected. The Sarkas and all those who are oppressed, because we know very well that in a war, they're always neglected by those cruel men standing at the top. It doesn't matter how many arrogant men in positions of power we have to deal with. Our focus will always be those who truly need our help. The cruel men who stand at the top, huh? I see. I can empathize with how you feel, and I very much respect Rhode Island's ideals. However, I hope you understand that the Self-Salvation Corps is not the same as Rhode Island. Our people come from different backgrounds and have different ideals. Even so, we are fighting for the same goal. We want to take back Londinium. Londinium. If you can't be sure that Rhode Island will be on our side, even if you could persuade me, I wouldn't be able to persuade my men. We will stand together. Not like I have a choice. Dr. Aeolus, do I have a word? Or do I have your word? Sure. Right, I admit. You've seen for yourself that the SSC is low on manpower. We can't spare anyone to your cause. Rhode Island will not be a burden to the SSC. No, you're mistaken, Amiya. Most of us aren't worried about your strength. Might actually be the opposite, even. Your mission is far too ambitious. Besides, you saw yourself. SSC hides in the gaps and crevices of the city just to make it from one battle to the next. If what you actually want is a larger battlefield, and it just so happens that the battlefield is Londinium, I don't know to say. Dr. Aeolus, I'm surprised you're so honest. You're admitting to me that although you don't currently have what it takes to face the Sarkas, when the time is right, Rhode Island's objective is to depose the tyrannical regent? I don't actually know what our objective is. It wasn't very clear to me. Doctor, that's not what we said before we came. She's a military commander. Sure. Generals want power. This isn't how we usually earn the trust of our collaborators. No, you're right. Just like, even though we always seek to end wars, we have never been able to avoid one. Clivicia, our objective is clear. Just that the SSC Rhode Islands will fight for the day we successfully stop the Sarkaz Regent. Rhode Islands will provide medical resources. Closure's working on engineers already. We have other means to show our sincerity. I mean, show you Rhode Island's might in the next fight. Cool. Rhode Island's being a pharmaceutical company once again. Yes, we are the most pharmaceutical company. Dr. Aeolus, you and Amiya are excellent partners. It seems Feist is right. You're the helpers we've been looking for. What did Mr. Feist... He spoke on your behalf in front of me and all the captains. What about the problem earlier? None. He's still young. Even though he has the courage to speak and stand up and speak, he isn't ready to take responsibility for the outcome. This burden is for me to shoulder. But you're young too. But I'm their commander. In my position, you would do the same too, wouldn't you? Yes. I know you just wanted us to explain our position one more time. I hope you don't mind. Of course I don't mind. Both the Doctor and I are happy to have found an excellent partner. Yeah. You're great. Dr. Aeolus, Feist told me about you, but you're still not what I expected. When the reconnaissance teams come back, let us plan this operation together. This will be a rescue mission. I believe your operators are very experienced in such missions. I look forward to working with Rhode Island. She has a nice horn. Yeah, what? Is she like a revealed operator? Do we know she exists? Or is she just a story character? She's not playable? That's fair. Rock, my men just got some news from Lady Golding. Tell our contact will be there right away. It's just a thing It's a good thing we got in contact with the messenger. If it wasn't for her, I'm not sure we would have been able to locate the prison. Yeah, our only hope this trip will be fruitful. Right. What's going on with you and Feist? Nothing. I heard you squabbling. Ever since we formed a team together, the two of you always work together so well. Like hand and glove. I've never seen you two fight like that. We have differing opinions, that's all. How do you know you aren't of one mind? You should have talked to him about the past long ago. You may always be banging away at his devices, but he'll listen to you. Is that why you came along? I didn't know you liked mending relationships as much as welding things together. Huh. It's all the same to me. You're both good soldiers, and I've always thought of you as siblings. Watch your 9. Oh, Sarkaz. How come there are so many mercenaries on the streets? The Sarkaz are trying to catch us. Rock 5? Rock 5 sees our contact. The bakery up ahead. Go. I'll keep an eye on the mercenaries. Hey, Bill, could you get over this part to get this part over to Harmo? I think he could use it when he regains his grain lorry. Alright. Hand me that wrench. Frank's shield too, I put on a new coat of paint on the surface. That should make it fireproof. But remind him that it's going to crack if he lets it go too hot for too long. Technology behind this paint is obsolete. Why don't you try out Raytheon's latest formula? It's kind of expensive, but engineering came up with a cheap generic version. If you're interested, I can give you a discount. Huh? Hot. Oh, you got a hole in your thermal gloves. Are you an engineer for real? Hands are like the most important thing to an engineer. Gloves are a luxury. I can't grab new ones just because I want to. Besides, how was I supposed to know you were here? My hands are usually a lot stabler. Your eyes don't look so good either. That's like one of the 10 must-haves qualities of an engineer. Old Bill's to blame for this. Where did he go? Usually he's the one who stands next to me. Oh, when I got here, I saw a group following your lieutenant somewhere. Didn't you promise to come help me out? You worried about them? Rock left in a hurry. I didn't even have the time to check out Rock 5. I'm worried that brawl this morning could have damaged the drone somehow. If you're worried about other stuff, there's no way you'll pop out anything too sturdy. That's all we can do, and it's only by doing it well that things will be safer for your friends above ground. Huh, I didn't expect a Rhode Island engineer to be so good at comforting people. Huh? What are you even talking about? I'll have you know I'm Rhode Island's ace psychological consultant. Even Kalstead, a real mean boss of mine, comes to me and opens up to distress. So hurry up and hand me the wrench. Huh? Let's get working already. What do you want me... What? You want me to crack a few more jokes to lift your spirits? There's gonna be some real intense battle soon. Us engineering operators are like the backbone of the backbone. There's no time for all this moping. Alright, well, let's get working. Right. Show me that drone, Rock 17. It's lacking a flight stability module. Took one off my broken babies. Huh? You sure about that? Are there any patents or anything? Shh. I did it behind Dr. Aeolus's back. Cough, cough, cough. Now that you know how lucky you are, what are you standing there for? Give me my wrench. What did you say? You saw Lady Golding? What did she say? Understood. We need to send word about this to the commander right now. That is a sarcasm. Hostiles, they found us. Rock, retreat. I can't get loud enough for this stuff. Find the captain. Rebel spotted on Euston Road. Seize them. What's this buzzing thing? A drone? I get it. You were at the port this morning. Rock 5, what's the matter? Did we miss? Is it because we didn't calibrate it? We didn't spot the enemies just now. Either. It's because you left. You left too soon. Feline, don't think that's gonna work. It might have worked on the Royal Court's squatties, but it won't work on us. Rock, is your drone dead? It's okay, even without it, I can still fight. I expect to take damage from you. Looks like your arts are no less impressive than your courage. I'll put in a word for you with my captain and let you die here. You don't have to go to the factory anymore. It saves you a painful death. Rock, get going. I'll hold it here. No, we'll go together. You need to get Lady Golding's message back. The commander must know. She must know that the messenger... No, Bill! Not the normal guy, Bill! Sacrificing himself. Oh, no! This message, it's very important. Bill! I believe in the commander. And I believe in you and Faust. Or not Faust. Faust is super dead. Listen to me, stop fighting. We're all a family. Back then, we were only able to escape because of your dad. Your dad stood in the Sarkaz's way, too. Go! Well, Bill's hella dead. What's with this thick smoke? Did he have a grenade? How dare you hurt my men? You aren't getting out of this alive. Come on, Bill. Rip Bill. Very dead. Captain? Take him back and lock him away with the other rebels. Captain, this guy tried to blow us up and got himself caught in the blast. He won't live for much longer. He doesn't have to live for much longer. Very well. It's the general's orders, right? Should we go after the rest of them? Do it. Do it! Don't hold out too much hope, though. Oh. Bound by pain.
Will this battle be an interesting one?
Okay. Oh, what is that?
I'm here to help.
Oh, it charges the cannon faster.
Serious now.
I see. Okay. Idea.
Don't give up. He who laughs last, laughs best.
This is, I think, when we actually need some fast redeploys.
潜入成功。
Well, he didn't respect him, Rance. He was ordered to capture people.
奴らが災いを生み出し、戦争を引き起こした元凶なのか。
子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。
技でもう逃げがない。
自分のための戦いは私の声に応える。
Good scenery here,
Go, Myrtle.
Doctor.
Myrtle's dead. Go this person.
進め。石が崩れていくのを感じる。待機中、石を言語にするは規律。私の声に応える。
速さで行く。簡単だ。
指定の座標に到着。連綿たる山々となる。状況はどうした
技で行く。
私の声に応える。石が崩れていくのを感じる。
Oh, she actually died. That hasn't happened before.
害虫だ。
最適な布陣。痛み。
頑張ります。これでどうです？ Good scenery here, Doctor. 先輩、ご命令を。先輩、ご命令を。Gather around me, guys.
石が崩れていくのを感じる。
影から
進め。状況はどうした。待機中、邪悪を壊滅しうる入門さ。
簡単だ。
待機中。
Ah, shit.
一気に勝つ様の生死を私が決める。
Okay. How do I interrupt these people?
強敵に背を向けるのは初めてではない。もしこれでより多くの人を生かせるのなら、私があなたたちの背
God, you might have been respect or at least pity. Yeah, so again, I don't understand this. The point was like he was ordered to like round up people, not kill them. Okay, which one is it? Is this one? Does it not have a log for the people with the is it this person? Kinetic charges up Londinium secondary defense artillery. When interrupted, the defense artillery will lose a portion of its charge progress. Will be reborn as thing. Okay, so CC does affect them, which means we actually probably want red on skill 2. I don't think I have any other like random stun effects. So if I place here 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 3. Yeah, I believe this is not part of that, so I can put Ifrit facing down here. So that deals with one half. Red can stun the other half. And then maybe Bagpipe can deal with the other one. Is there any other person who can be in range for this? Maybe Silver Ash?
マップと敵座標の DMA 設定を適用しています。少々お待ちください。想像したことある。友も故郷も。
I don't remember if this is out of order or not. Yeah, okay. It's not fast enough, unfortunately. Ooh, you know what we might actually do? Is we can deploy Bagpipe. We can deploy Bagpipe beside the people, because we get like 35 DP. We should deploy it last.
Almost dozed off.
Victoria no bagpipe.
Never around, you guys.
Oh, maybe we park it over here. So again, we kind of have to like flip everything. Oh, I forgot to bring Ifrit. Damn it.
I have to get serious now.
Really not super sure how to actually attack these things. Ooh, what if I brought Link to this stage?
We're counting on you again today.
And they just like, they walk through so fast, I don't even like have a chance to replace them.
Doctor, 今回は私がここを守るから、早くみんなを連れて逃げて。
Yeah, Rance, I'm saying you're probably misinterpreting the situation. Because the guy was literally on orders to gather them. That's not like a... He even said, like, he doesn't have to be alive for very much longer. It's, like, literally a hostage situation. Yeah, basically copium. Like, I can't... Okay. So I think the two flag bearers and then the single deployment after seem, like, makes sense. Like, to tank the first shot. But then I don't know what to do after that. I need, like, a ground person who can, like, clear the middle section. Which I should probably be bringing Silver Ash. Put this here. We'll just leave this like this until the first one goes.
Good scenery here, Doctor. Ooh, we're counting on you again today, little apple.
This is, incidentally, the path with less resistance. So that's kind of an issue. Because I think ideally we would want to build over here. Right? Or build aggro over here. So Mudrock should probably be over here instead. Right? Oops. I picked off my screen. Okay, Calstead goes here. Monster goes here. They walk so damn fast, dude. Okay. Copium,
ど
the
こで道を間違え
Lyria house special. Okay, so I think... Yeah, blue comes over here and goes out there. So there's like some units, I think they spawn out of here that like walk over there. I'm not sure like how permanent I want like the Mudrock installment basically. I kind of want to try something. This was like a thing I was like thinking about before. I'm not sure if it's actually good. Kind of also want to bring Ling so she can like deploy more people. And then I also want Silver Ash as a deploy and blow things up.
You wish me to act as your proxy? Very well. But you must...
Something kind of like this.
行くぞ。一歩も遠くに火を望んだところで暑さはわからないさ。
ビクトリアのバグパイプ波状棒とともにマイル。 Good scenery here, Doctor. Gather around me, guys.
Okay, and then I wanted to like put Liskarm here. Something like that. Oh, wait, that's too close to Kalsta. Well, Kalsta may be dead. That's fine.
Whew. Oh, we're counting on you again today, little apple.
Damn, Liskarm just kind of dying. Oh, that's not good. Also probably not good. I also like, I'm not really thinking about it, but basically like single block operators can block like everything in these levels. So I should really be considering that more.
What are you planning? Fool! For what reason hast thou come?
It's like I need another medic-y person to deploy for that. Oh, there's someone behind Myrtle. That's so funny. Oh, is there a maximum block it can increase it by? I thought it was just like basically infinite. 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. You're not little? Myrtle seems to think you're very little. Okay. So we want like a single target healer. The max extra block from the slugs is 6. Okay. So Liskarm didn't really seem to help. Let's take a single target healer. I definitely want Mudrock on the right. Apple is tall. How tall is Apple?
一歩も戦いを避けられないというのなら、私も自分の弱さから目をそらさない。
ビクトリアのバグパイプ、波状棒とともに参る。
I think the unfortunate thing about the artillery shell is you can't, like, strategically retreat in time. It just, like, straight up kills them. Very unfortunate.
モンスター、私に続け。準備完了。命令を信号を実現させた者が北総 M のに君は気づいていない。
Oh. Monster just, like, died.
ない。
That's very cool.
この時より秋だ。
That's probably not gonna hold, right? Yeah, it literally didn't. Man, why'd monster die? Taller than you? That's not really, yeah. As Brant said, that's not really hard to be taller than me.
Compassion saves no one on the battlefield.
See if we can do it
Scenery
this way.
here.
想像したことある。
Small optimization?
二度と
No,
戻ら
not
なくなることを。
お前の死を移す。We're counting on you again today, little apple.
モンスター、私に続け。
Oh, it's because Calsta wasn't pointing at it, right? That's probably why. It's really awkward because the wave of slugs kind of like shows up at an awkward time when I want to be deploying
待機中。
Mud Rock.
真剣護にするは規律。
自分のために戦う。私の声に応える。
待機中。
Very well.
アーツユニット、よくどり。
We're counting on you again today.
運動を実現させた者が北総 M のに君は気づいていない。状況。
Whoa, look under there. Underwear. Oh my god.
よくどり。
Whoa, underwear could they be talking about?
治療モード適用します。
What are you planning?
命令を想像したことある。友もこ
Gather around, guys.
この時より秋、私の声に応える。どうした？早く。階級の万物を一元に収めるわ。シャシャ楽々の境地。
Have to get serious now.
運動を実現させた者が北総 M のに君は気づいていない。よくだよ。祝うよ。立ち上がる。
Very well.
ただ一瞬です。苦しみを忘れたことはありません。
Made up your mind? Hostile mind worthy enemy.
役目を果たせ。階級の実績が砂に沈んで当時未だ報い。
Right. That was pretty good. Wing actually being an extremely useful operator. I like the dynamic that, like,
A
Ling is kind of
satisfying
like...
battle.
She
Brought
deploys block
competitions
ones,
into
right?
my
But the
book.
thing is, based on, like, how the mechanics work, like, they just become block 6s. So you can kind of, like, put a bunch of block 6s around in a bunch of different places and, like, activate the thing. That seemed really useful. No cutscene, right? Alright, awesome. So, that was an interesting map. Definitely the first observation that, like, the stuff on the right was, like, kind of the path with more stuff. Right? So it's like you wanted to put, like, this was the Mudrock path. This path just kind of needed to be staved off, like it was sort of the 1v1 path. With the duelist red dudes. And then there was a bunch of random, like, leakage from people who went in here, they came out there, right? And there was, like, a bunch of people, like, coming out of different spots. Which was pretty annoying, like, hard to keep track of where everybody was. And then the Silver Ash idea probably helped in some way to, like, clear a bunch of stuff, and it was, like, I couldn't keep it alive, I think, the first time. Maybe the Telopsis was just too late, but yeah. I don't know, neat map. I think this is a good mechanic. The gun mechanic seems, like, fun. I don't know, I'm enjoying it. So, that's gonna be it for today. Since I took an extra hour to read another chapter and do another thing, I think we're not going to be doing too much work on the tavern. I did a little bit of work on it off stream. But if you're taking off because the gameplay is ending, then I'll say thanks so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate your support, as always. We're actually, I know, I said it before, 250 watch hours is approximately how far we are. I know that maybe sounds like a lot, but we're getting the watch time pretty fast because people are actually watching the stream. So, for real, your support right now and just, like, watching the content, hopefully enjoying it, is working. So that's good. Hopefully, you know, I think the thing for me, like, I know there's, like, oh, ad revenue and, oh, making $1 bajillion off of memberships. It's like, it's not really that. It's more, I've wanted to have emotes on this channel for a year and a half, or however long we've been. Like, I thought having emotes at the start would, like, convince a lot of people to show up, but we have not been able to have a good implementation of it for YouTube, because it's basically, like, membership or all other third-party things, like, suck. So, yeah. We definitely see your effort and respect it. I appreciate that. We're trying our best. So, hopefully that's sooner than later. You know what I mean? I just wanted to have emotes on this channel for a long time. I keep making them. I keep making, like, tiny emotes that I'm like, oh, I wonder if people will use them, and it's like, no. Because they don't show up in chat, which is, like, really lame. So, anyways, let's hop over to the meeting in just a moment. So that wraps up kind of our slightly odd scheduling a little bit. Next week's schedule is probably going to be very different, and I think I'm going to release it on Monday evening. So you can expect a stream on Monday evening. I am going to do that. But I kind of need to know what the schedule is. So, yeah. Hello, Cora. I have not watched the Arknights anime yet. I am waiting a week. And we might even watch it in House Lyria. I might schedule the Arknights stream for next Friday, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I want to be able to watch it with the rest of House Lyria, so might be thinking of a watch along of some kind, but I don't have access to that episode yet because I can't afford a Crunchyroll membership. So, we're gonna go over to the strategy meeting. But yeah, so don't expect a schedule on Sunday. It'll probably be Monday evening, and I'll go live at some random time Monday evening. I don't know what I'm gonna play yet, but I'll be doing something. It's very likely that the schedule will be later in the evening than normal, so it might be like 6 sometime, whatever. Oh, it's really empty in here. I forgot because I hit everything. So I put in some walls. I did some wall texturing, some posts. That's sort of what I added. I colored like the doors and stuff. Let's put... this is missing all of the members. Let's do that. Oh, where are they? There's everybody. I time magicked all of you out for a second. So, yeah, we're just gonna stamp off the stream and I have to go. So, let's do this. That's the meeting for today. I would draw a token, or I would work on something or draw something, but I don't really have the time. So it was either I do the new difficult thing and read more story, or yeah. So take care, everybody. Again, schedule will not be out on Sunday. It'll be Monday evening, and I'm gonna go live sometime, I imagine like around 5 or 6 EST next week. I'm expecting kind of later in the evening, something like that. So please be aware of that. I'll say for everyone who stuck around, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support as always, and I'll see you all next time. So goodbye, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye. Monday will probably be the last time I'm using this outfit, so you won't want to miss that. I'm gonna say right now tentatively that it'll definitely be 5 EST unless I literally get... I was gonna say something morbid, but like, you know, it's very likely it's gonna be around like 5. So see you later, everybody. Bye-bye.